Bore da. A croeso I Cardiff. Good morning and welcome to Cardiff. Welcome to Cardiff University and our 2023 graduations. I'm Gareth Powell and I have the great privilege of being one of the Pro-Chancellors here at the university. If you want to know what a Pro-Chancellor does, they dress up in finery and have fun, as we all will today, I hope. It's a great privilege and a great honour to be here, to celebrate this great and momentous occasion for all of you who will be receiving awards today. I offer a warm welcome to families and to supporters, to our honorary fellow, and most importantly, to those of you who are here to receive awards, the class of 2023. Today is about celebrating your remarkable achievements. Acquiring a university education is no mean feat, so I commend you, not simply for securing your place in this university, but also for the dedication and the commitment that you have demonstrated to get to this point in your learning and human inquiry. But this success, of course, is only a part of your story. For many of you joined us when the COVID pandemic was at full force, and others of you had been here a year or two when the impact of the pandemic began to dawn. You have faced, we have faced, challenges not previously known. And throughout this difficult period, you, the students, have been remarkably resilient. And thank you for that. You have shown patience and understanding, as well as willingness, determination, and above all, tenacity. A tenacity to tackle whatever is placed in front of you. Hold on to that attribute. Although, of course, tenacity is not always appreciated by those nearest and dearest to you, but that's another story. We recognise, of course, that for some of you, there remains a level of uncertainty. However, do not forget that today, this ceremony recognises your sheer hard work. The work that you have put in and the work that reflects all that this university and each of us stand for. For you leave here today knowing that you take your place in the wider Cardiff University alumni community. While you have been here, you have been taught by leading scholars, by inquiring minds, and you have formed, I'm sure, friendships that will endure for life. But now it is your turn to celebrate and literally to take centre stage. Your Cardiff qualification tells the world that you are ambitious, passionate, and have an inquiring, committed mind, embarking on the next stage of your journey with all the confidence that that brings. For many of you, of course, leaving Cardiff will feel really rather difficult. Saying goodbye will not be easy, for this is a vibrant, colourful and multicultural city that is the backdrop to our learning. This charm and character of the place will be hard to give up, and some of you will have decided to make Cardiff your home. Some of us came for a year 25 years ago, and we're still here. Whether you are staying or whether you are leaving, whatever evolves next for you, you take your place now as a Cardiff alum. You leave this place as a Cardiff graduate. but this will always be your university. So become a flag bearer for it, celebrate it and embrace it. For this institution makes a contribution to public life and to the values of the world. Stay in touch, come back and see us, and be proud of your achievements. For now, savour this ceremony. I hope it will add a number of special memories to the collection of memories that you have developed during your time here. Enjoy today, celebrate today, and all of you, do please make a great deal of noise in celebrating. I now have great pleasure to introduce Anach Dyfri. Anach will read to us the proclamation which declares the ceremony open, and also a poem commissioned for the university from Wales's inaugural national poet, Gwyneth Lewis. Gwyneth has been writer-in-residence at the University School of Physics and Astronomy and is now an honorary fellow of the university. Her poem, Education, encapsulates what today is about. Diolch yn fawr.
Education by Gwyneth Lewis. Beiddia feiddio, gwellhad o wneud. Myna geisio, parcha ddweud. Trawsnewidiad fydd dy glod, dy ddyfodol, mentro bod. Learning's a passport that returns you home a better person. It permits you to dare being daring, makes you secure with not knowing everything, helps you welcome some failure, forges an alloy with others' thinking. It is simple in mind and its motions, scintillates but isn't deceptive, admits the joy of institutes, is the open road to everywhere but bigotry. It's the shortest distance between you and me, and if you're lucky, it never ends. I will now read the proclamation, first in Welsh and then in English. Nerth gwlad ei gwybodaeth. Boed hysbys i holl aelodau'r brifysgol ac ar hyd y lled y byd, fod cynulliad o Brifysgol Caerdydd yn cael ei gynnal heddiw ym Mhrifddinas Cymru. Wrth ddathlu y cyflawniadau'r rhai sydd yn osbarth 2023, fe'i hatgoffwn o'i cyfrifoldeb i gyfrannu i werthoedd y brifysgol hon. Nod iddynt hwy i'w ceisio trwy cyflawniadau, wasanaethu lles pawb, ymdrechu i sicrhau rhagoriaeth ym mhob peth ac yn boeni am ddyfodol ein byd. Grandewch yn awchus ar ddoethineb, gan ei fod yn cynnig gobaith a gwirionedd ym mhob cenhedlaeth. A nation's strength is in its learning. Let it be known to all members of the university and throughout the world that today, in the capital city of Wales, a congregation of Cardiff University is taking place. We celebrate the achievement of those in the class of 2023, and in doing so, remind them of their responsibility to share in the values of this university. It's for them to seek, through their achievements, to serve the common good, to strive for excellence in all things, and care for the future of our world. Be attentive to wisdom, for it offers hope and truth in every generation.
Bore da and good morning. My name is Rebecca Deverell, and it is my honour to address you as the Vice President Welfare at Cardiff University Students' Union 2022 to 23. May your care ever be for the good name of our university and the well-being of our world. When we embarked on our university journey, the years we had ahead seemed like a lifetime. I am sure most of you would agree that it feels like yesterday that we were dropped off at our halls of residence, saying goodbye to our friends and family, and feeling apprehensive about making new friends, fitting in, and starting our academic journey here at Cardiff. But what at the time felt like forever goes in the blink of an eye, and before you know it, you're here. You're sat in a cap and gown in St David's Hall, thinking about what the future may have in store. However, what we didn't know then is that we would be leaving Cardiff having become a member of a close-knit and supportive community. When I sat down to think about what made Cardiff the special university it is, the first thing that came to mind was the community that we have built. The Cardiff community is one like no other. Whether your time at Cardiff has been impacted by competing in a sports team, contributing to a society, overcoming barriers, attending graduation YOLO, or bonding with friends on your course, you became part of a community that shaped your time here, and a community that will, if you choose to let it, shape your time after Cardiff. Being an alumni of Cardiff University opens you up to a network of fellow Cardiff students, some newly graduated, and some who have gone on to achieve great things who can help you do the same. Whether it be by making the most of the rich alumni network Cardiff has to offer, by staying in contact with your friends and peers, or by coming back and visiting the place where you had the best years of your life, that community feeling that Cardiff has given you during your time as a student doesn't have to end today. It is something that you can take with you wherever you go. When thinking about this speech, a quote stuck out to me. What matters in life is not what happens to you, but what you remember and how you remember it. No one could have anticipated the journey that all of you have taken to get here, but one thing is for sure. You can be proud that you are sat here graduating today as the class of 2023. I hope that you all remember how far you have come and how much you have achieved at Cardiff. It has by no means been an easy ride for you all, but it has been our diversity that has got us through adversity. So whilst the future may look daunting now, remember this moment. Take a deep breath, appreciate just how far you've come, and realise how far you can go. I hope you all go on to remember the journey you have had at Cardiff fondly and keep those memories close to your heart. But most importantly, please remember, you will always have a home here in Cardiff. Thank you. Diolch.
Bore da, good morning. Pleser yw eich croesawu chi. Mae'r lle dan I sang, da gweld hynny. My name is Damien Morford-Davies. I'm Deputy Vice-Chancellor of Cardiff University. And I'd now like to warmly welcome all students in the class of 2023. This is the part of the ceremony where students' names are read out by a senior member of the university. And as the Pro-Chancellor advised just now, indeed, warmly recommended, please do celebrate students as they pass across the red carpet here. You can clap, you can holler, you can stamp, we've had some slapping of boards up here. You can air doff, if that's a thing, I don't know. You know what I'm saying. Creative, not too creative, but make some noise. Once all the students from a particular group have crossed the stage and once they've returned to their seats, I will ask them to stand. And it's at that point in the ceremony that it's a tradition for me to speak in Welsh to congratulate each cohort of students for their achievements, and the Welsh formula, a form of words that I will use at that time, runs like this. Ar ran y brifysgol, rwy'n cydnabod eich cyrhaeddiad gyda phleser mawr, llongyfarchiadau li. Meaning, on behalf of the university, I recognize your achievement with great pleasure. Many congratulations. So listen out for that formula if you would. And we will now proceed with the ceremony.
Good morning. I'm Matt Walsh. I'm head of the School of Journalism, Media and Culture. I'm delighted to be here today to present the class of 2023 from the school. It's a highlight of the academic calendar for the school and the university. We've spent several years in each other's company, and during that time we've had highs and also some lows. We've navigated our way through a pandemic, industrial action, and the day-to-day contours of academic life. Your time as students has been completely different to any other year group. But what I want to say to you today is that it's been a privilege to watch you grow into the soon-to-be graduates that are sitting here right now. You should take great pride in what you have achieved in the face of real and continuing adversity. How will we look back on these last few years? You are the students perhaps most affected by the changes brought about by COVID-19. Changes that dramatically changed not only your university experience, but also the way we all live, work, and communicate. You've also attended university to study journalism, media, culture, during a time when the very concept of truth has been questioned and manipulated. As experts in your fields of study, you are now the guardians of integrity in public discourse. Remember the fundamental values that have underpinned your learning: accuracy, fairness, and critical thinking. As a former journalist who's become an academic, I hope you will embrace the power of storytelling to bridge divides, to cultivate empathy, and to create lasting change. Your words, your images, your analysis have the ability to shape public opinion, to challenge stereotypes, and to build a more inclusive world. Embrace the diversity of human experience. Seek out untold stories and tell them with empathy and authenticity in whatever you go on to do next. As you cross the stage today, you take with you the memories and the friendships you have made at Cardiff University. But you also take our thanks for shaping and enriching our school and university community during your time with us. We've been inspired by you and your commitment to our values. Now we're delighted to see you go out into the world and make a positive impact in the places that you go on to live and work. Thank you, class of 2023. I, Dr. Matt Walsh, introduce those for the degree of Bachelor of Arts for the class of 2023. Neve Macy Allen. Jack Aplin. Amrit Baines. Anna Banks. Alistair Barron. Annabelle Bates. Luca Benatti. Toin Bevan. Tanisha Midge. Jasmine Emily Birak. Ben Bertels. Lucy Blaseova. Francisca Sol Bonta Suarez. Andrea Bozini. Dominic Bramley-Carr. Timothy Brett. Erica Cameron. Charlie Capocci. Charlotte Carswell. Stephanie Gemma Cartledge. Summer Cassidy. Eva Castaneda. Julia Catanea. Maisha Chiketani. Amy Chingwao. Chloe Chu. Martha Corish. Erin Cowden. Issa Curtis. Laurie Allen Davis. Zachary William Davis. Chantal El Shakawi. Layla Faris. Alice Fox. Junie Gunn. Chahak Gandhi. Morgan Emily Glosson. Genevieve Golan. Leah Marie Hale. Julius Robert Hawking. Evie Hawkins. Thomas Hawkins. Kezia Hord. Imogen Holdstock. Laura Hughes. Amolego Ifabue. Amber Iqbal. Luke Jeffries. Karisang Howard Johnson. Ellen Jones. Jasmine May Jones. Daniel Keane. Isaac Gabriel Keating. Soyal Vaibhav Kedkar. Laura Kingsbury. Rose Kundu. Samlao Chak Shing. Oliver Long. George Daniel Losty. Sophia Crogetta Malia. Kirsty Mann. Francesca Manente. Rasmia Mansour. Annabelle Martin. Eloise Martin. Lucy Olivia Matthews. Nicola Mayer. Sophia Matza. Alicia McIntosh. Maitland. Emily Morrissey. Callum Lloyd Michael Morwood. Alexandra Negus. Daria Nekrasova. Neve Sarah Newman. Grace Joan O'Connell. Ruby Desiree Oblulija. Imogen Orr. Emily Palmer. Sarah Palmer. Alicia Pearson. Harry Piper. Ben Podevin. Catalina Popescu. Sofia Elena Popova. Lowry Powell. Ananya Ranjit. Victoria Raduch. Aled Llewellyn Rees. Gracie June Richards. Scott Rogers. Emily Grace Reimer. Shema Sophia Sala. Mehek Hok Sangita. Chloe Sawyers. Belen Segovia Tor. Catherine Seymour. Gargi Shetty. Alanis Deanne Sibley-Ware. William Richards. Scarlett Seraphina Slade. Ryan Stockley. Megan Parry-Taylor. Karis Thomas. Samuel Lewis Tomlinson. Holly Alice Elizabeth Trotman. Julian Z. Alyssa May Upton. Samuel Jack Usherwood. Holly van der Heyden. Harry Wallier. Alia Wareth. Zoe Wheeler. Jennifer Wilcock. Amy Clara Wilde. Wong Hao Wing. Nicole. Maisie Woodall. Jia Hui Zhang. Leona Zillman.
Bore da. Good morning. My name's Professor David Clark, and I'm the head of the School of Modern Languages. And I'm delighted to be here today to present the class of 2020-23 from our school. Now, we've already heard a lot today about the effects of the pandemic on everybody in this room, but it's made particular challenges for those studying modern languages. However useful modern communications technologies are, the pandemic brought home to us just how important it is to be able to meet with and learn from each other in real life, especially if you are studying another language. Your resilience in pursuing your studies, despite the impacts of the pandemic on the earlier part of your degree, is impressive. Many of you also face significant challenges during your year abroad, not just because of the effects and after effects of COVID-19, but also because of the complications resulting from Brexit, which left some of you battling with new visa regulations, sometimes in more than one country. It's all the more impressive then that so many of you have not only focused on your own studies, but have also contributed to the school in a whole range of ways, whether participating in social and cultural events through the Students' Union Languages Societies, taking part in the Cardiff Award Scheme, working as student reps, or volunteering to be part of the school's efforts to promote a love of modern foreign languages in Wales and beyond. We are particularly proud of this outreach work and your part in it. You, our students, have volunteered as mentors to secondary school students across Wales and beyond as part of the Modern Foreign Languages Mentoring Project funded by Welsh Government, which has helped to reverse the decline in the uptake of language learning in many schools in Wales. You have worked as language ambassadors on a range of projects and events for Roots into Languages Cymru, which is funded by 5 Welsh universities, the Regional Educational Consortia and the British Council Wales. You have attended our open days as language ambassadors. Those of you following the final year teaching module have gone out to support younger learners as classroom assistants within secondary schools across Wales. And a number of you have also assisted with the cultural and language events for the community that are part of Cardiff's Confucius Institute programme. Thank you for sharing your passion for modern foreign languages with the next generation of linguists. Because of you, our school has been enriched. You have brought your thoughts, spirit and character to help shape our teaching and learning. We have witnessed your persistence, your adaptability and strength of character. These are all attributes that will be of great help to you in your future careers, and we're excited to see what you do next. Good luck, and thank you, Class of 2023. I will now call each of you to the stage. I, Professor David Clark, introduce those for the Diploma of Higher Education for Class of 2023. Ioana Alexandra Cretu. Bianca Alves. Thomas Joseph Andrews. Ashvini Aradvindan. Rainbow Lily Archer Overall. Asha Amin. Rosemary Alexander. Rosa Balgani. Harry Barrett. Yasmin Emma Bartlett. Neve Begley. Daniel Bembo. Luke Bennett. Sydney Bennett Miller. Serafina Bozy. Jack Bradley. Karamia Branley Jones. Holly Elena Brett. Cecily Eleanor Bridgman-Daw. Molly Brownless. Ellery Bryan. Meg Burgess. Jared Byers. Megan Calderon. Arthur Cartwright. Ellie Mae Chapman. Esther Elizabeth Jennifer Chappell. Francesca Civolani. Tegan Collinger. Nancy Collis. Lillian Craig. Patrick Crawford. Bronwyn Crodus. Megan Dance. Elaine Davis. George Davis. Sophie Denofrino. Amelia Doan. Sophie Ardley. Catherine Elliott. Jem Arolu. Caitlin Georgina Powell-Evans. Alex Fearon. Joel Feller. Liam Flynn. Emily Foreman. Isabel Liberty Fraser. Katrina Rose Gregory. Alexis Griffin. Paige Griffin. Scarlett Gabriella Griffiths. Amelia Harper. Erin Oliver Harrington. Elena Harrison. Magda Nora Healy. Emma Hearn. Alfred Hipkin Hill. Maria Mary Howell. Rebecca Eichen. Anika Jatho. Franklin James. Peter Jarvis. Jacob Jafaris. Elizabeth John. Lauren Kirkham. Cameron Lene. Hoi Ching Law. Jessica Lee. Meng Chu Lee. Malaika Valda Lindalo. Nicole Lindsay. Rosalind Ellen Lyons. Ella Matthews. Moroyo Matisik. Pagona Marvo Yenius. Grace McBride. Darcy Fleur McIntosh. Kelsey McHugh. Oliver Mee. Frederick Mills. Sofia Moratova. Amelia Morris. Benjamin Morrison. Harry John Mortimer. Nicholas John Benedict Hoi Fung Un. Isabella Nistor. Olivia Obo. Alice Owen. Julia Owen Smith. Alfie Penton. Megan Perkins. Nicola Philippou. Emma Pierce. Yulana Kinchin Plumley. Lucina Pollock. Reista Ramos. Megan Tessa Rigby. Alexander James Royal. Joseph Russling. Thomas Graham Sanderson. Ella Slovic. Daniel William Smith. Tiago Suarez. Dougal Stagg. Jessica Anusa Stalder. Anna Stillman. Melissa Stollery. Rebecca Tandy. Harriet Thomas. Millie Thomas. Joe Tricker. Rhiannon Vesey Holt. Michaela Vismara. Kaya Walmsley. James Walton. Margot Wilkinson. Charlotte Williams. Elliot Williams. Luca Williams. Caitlin Elizabeth Wilson. Key Wodehouse. Charlotte Wright. I, Professor David Clark, introduce those for the degree of Bachelor of Science for the class of 2023. Amy Eaton. Emily Watakai Frank. Paul Fredericks. Ellie Louise Watkinson. The Deputy Vice-Chancellor will now confirm the achievement.
There's some classy doffing there. When does a doff become a tip? I don't know. There's no right way of doing it. Do you doff before passing me or just before? There is no right way. You did it really well. Economical, classy, stylish. Would all the students who have just crossed the stage please stand if you're able to? Ar ran y Brifysgol, rwy'n cydnabod eich cyrhaeddiad chi gyda phleser mawr. Llongyfarchiadau li. Congratulations. Gwych iawn, sŵn da. Thanks very much. Be seated.
Bore da, good morning. I, Professor Urfan Khalik, introduce the postgraduate diploma. Thank you. Thank you. Will Hardy. Mr. Brad Williams. I, Professor Urfan Khalik, introduce those for the degree of Master of Arts for the class of 2023. Thank you. Thomas Abraham. Nikita Achanta. Priya Agrawal. Saloni Agrawal. Rehana Oleide Elu. Bridie Allen. Sama Isam Saud Al-Zadalki. Lois Alicia Anderson. James Philip Anthony. Phoebe Arkle. Netra Arul Kumar. Shulamati Rudan Asoma. Ace Shafia Aswir. Gwyn Sean Banfield. Nico Barber. Edward Clive Barnes. Datasei Biram. Somya Badrajwaj. Emma Blackmore. Claire Bode. Sophie Bott. Lucia Jennifer Rachel Brienza. Tom Burgess. Tom Carter. Sabrina Vanessa Cass. Sonia Katina. Shen Ji. Christy Choi. Ben Cooper. Ellie Crabb. Tan Wen Craig. Sam Cross. Kasturi Datta. Lucy Esther Davalu. Tyrion Davies. Jack Davis. Maya Dean. Ujal Kaur. Alexandra Dryden. Shuban Ming Dua. Mena Ellis. Adam England. Theon Enoch. Keris Evans. Katerina Filinska. Javeria Fida. Megan Gain. Olivia Garrett. Kerry-Ann Bilhi Gatehouse. Ellen Audrey Elizabeth Gould. Dylan Griffiths. Eleanor Griffiths. Jia Boao Guan. Niraja Hari. Fergus Harris. Adam Christopher Hart. Halji Reid Davina. Anisha Manohar Hegde. Nada Hilal. Ashley Henderson. Sean Mary Hopkins. Rowena Hoskin. Yu Shui Hang. Syed Mohammed Ali Hamza. Joy Onoseri Glenrech. Purvi Jain. Maisie James. Xiang Zhu. Jaya Jha. Fenella Johnson. Keris Jones. Rhiannon Jones. Tennille Jordison. Miriam Juthi. Irishka Kishari. Ian James Kiamba. Gabia Ki Ilke Vichitain. Emily Kinsella. Jashosi Koshar. Adinke Tinovolu Kolade. Netu Sedu Madhavan. Yik Lau. Victoria Levodonska. Caris Lewis. Reese Lewis. Hui Shuang Li. Shansley. Jatong Li. Lin Wei Shu. Xiang Lin. Wenfei Lui. Xu Wen Liu. Thomas Lloyd. Zhang Yu. Jifan Liu. Millicent Maychal. Ben Mason. Anaya Mahavir. Manmeet Gaur Malhotra. Jacob Matthews. Cicely McFarlane. Zofia Johanna Melanzuk. Zara Mir. Dewey Morris. Gabriel Morris. Atriya Mukherjee. Zara Fatma Nadeem Ahmed. Jack Naisbitt. Zishu Ni. Anne Priya Noble. Kyoko Numa. Patience Anguli Nyange. Daniel James O'Callaghan. Matuis Casimeres Ochlan. Alexandra Offer. Eyumofe Emmanuel Okugwago. Alexandru George Eltenu. Brian Osweta Otieno. Udvitya Pal. Medha Palav. Shweta Patukar. Ji Peng. Rohi Mariam Peter. Lucia Rose Pontane. Emily Charlotte Pope. Edward Poynton. Edward Perks. Arpita Prakash. Anne Thomas. Wen Yu Chui. Elliot Rahman Jones. Megan Radcliffe. Phoebe Redding. Thomas Reynolds. Ruth Erin Roberts. Charlie Robinson. David Rogers. Shaloni Sahu. Priyanka Salvankar. Pooja Sanyal. Meldiva Shiram. Niharika Sharma. Sonali Sharma. Prapti Shetty. Oluwatosin Shitabe. Rohini Singh. Shringarika Raj Singh. James Skelton. Onawa Rose Skinner. Annie Smith. Gareth Sterry. Benjamin Summer. Yi Xuan Sun. Sogat Suri. Yamini Talwar. Gethin Thomas. Zoe Rebecca Titmus. Ashwin Singh Tivana. Elliot Lloyd Topham. Rebecca Tratu. Tirth Trivedi. Wei Man Sway. Ka Long Tung. Hui Juan Wang. Lulu Wang. Shu Han Wang. Zixuan Wang. Hannah Watkin. Melissa White. Nina Agung Rakawait. Dale Paul Hugh Williams. Nia Catherine Williams. John Gabriel Wimperis. Amelia Wolf, sorry. Darcy Wolfe-Jones. Lucy Woodham. Serene Guruvilla. Tadashri Santosh Shinde. Adam Zaman. Jingzhong Jiang. Shengzhu Zhu. I, Professor Irfan Khalik, introduce those for the degree of Master of Science for the class of 2023. Prakritri Bakshi. Chen Hao Hu. Zoe Hu. Francisco Luo. Aidan McNamee. Akshanshita Mukupandi. The Deputy Vice-Chancellor will now confirm the achievement.
Would all the students who have just crossed the stage please stand if you're able to. Ar ran y Brifysgol, rwy'n cydnabod eich cyrhaeddiad gyda phleser mawr, llongyfarchiadau li. Congratulations. Diolch. Excellent noise levels. Be seated, please.
The following students to be presented have achieved a doctoral degree, and in recognition of their achievements and research, they will be presented to the presiding officers who will doff in return. I, Professor Irfan Khalik, introduce those who have received the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Thank you. Jemima Rachel Nora Anderson. Rachel Laura Beanie. Nurul Hidayah Mat. Leah Klein. Young Michelle Park. The Deputy Vice-Chancellor will now confer the award.
Would all the students who have just crossed the stage please stand if you're able to? Ar ran y Brifysgol, rwy'n cydnabod eich cyrhaeddiad chi gyda phleser mawr, llongyfarchiadau lu. Many congratulations. Group hug, good. Thank you very much, Diolch yn fawr.
Bore da bawb. Good morning, everyone. So we come to the part of the ceremony that celebrates distinguished people for outstanding contributions within their field and to society, to Cardiff, Wales and the world. Today's Honorary Fellow is Rodri Talfan Davies. Rodri is the BBC Director of Nations and sits on the BBC's Executive Committee. Dyma gyfle I nodi ein hedmygedd, ein balchder a'n diolch wrth gyflwyno cymrodoriaethau a graddau anrhydedd. That recognition is given through the award of Honorary Fellowship. Rodri leads all the BBC's work serving nations and local audiences across Scotland, Wales, England and Northern Ireland. Every week, the BBC services led by him reach almost 30 million people across the UK. Prior to this, Rodri was Director of BBC Wales from 2011 to 2020, overseeing all BBC programming produced for Wales in English and Welsh. During this time, he led a transformation in the portrayal and representation of Wales on UK screens, with a range of hit drama series including The Pact, In My Skin, Keeping Faith, Hidden and Hinterland. He was also responsible for a major expansion of Welsh language services, including the launch of Radio Cymru 2 and the online news service BBC Cymru Fyw. In 2020, at the height of the pandemic, Rodri successfully led BBC Wales's move to its new home at Central Square, now the most advanced broadcast production centre in Europe and the catalyst for a major regeneration of Cardiff city centre. In all, the move is expected to deliver more than £1 billion in additional economic value to South Wales over the next decade and more than 2,000 new jobs. Prior to becoming Director of BBC Wales, Rodri led the development of the UK's first on-demand television service, Home Choice, which is now known as Talk TV. In 2004, his team won a UK BAFTA for the service's pioneering interactive facilities. Rodri began his media career as a sub-editor with the Western Mail newspaper in Cardiff, after studying for a postgraduate diploma in journalism at Cardiff University in 1992. Rodri is a trustee of the Wales Millennium Centre and a Vice President of the Royal College of Music and Drama. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I will now present this distinguished individual who is to be awarded an honorary fellowship of Cardiff University. A'n rhydefus dirprwys ganghellor, cyflwynaf i chi Rodri Talfan Davies yw derbyn yn gymrawd anrhydedd Prifysgol Caerdydd.
Trwy'r awdurdod a roddwyd I mi gan y Cyngor, derbyniaf chi fel cymrawd anrhydedd Prifysgol Caerdydd, llongyfarchiadau.
Well, thank you very, very much. Those were incredibly kind words. My mother and father are here. My father will have been super chuffed to hear that description of my career, and my mother will have believed it. It is humbling to be here today and to enjoy this ceremony. My congratulations to every one of you. This is your moment, and it is your achievement. But forgive me if I first thank the Pro-Chancellor and the University for this very, very generous honour. I owe this magnificent university a very great debt. As a postgraduate student, it taught me how to write, it taught me how to think for myself, and it gave me the courage to pursue my dreams. It also taught me how to drink Olympic qualities of Brain's essay, but that's a different story. The learning I enjoyed here gave me a profound sense of purpose and the inspiration to drive on. And I know many of you here today will be thinking that through yourself. What next? What will give you joy? What adventures are to come? Since leaving Cardiff University a long time ago in 1993, I have been privileged to do a job that has never really felt like work. The BBC, as you may know, gets a hard time sometimes, but I believe it is a noble cause. And to this day, I am proud to say that I work for an organisation that exists to pursue the truth fearlessly. In a world where 80% of people have no access to a free press, where billions of us are bombarded with misinformation and disinformation, the pursuit of truth matters more today than ever. Truth. The belief that facts matter. And that is not a mission the BBC monopolises. Your commitment over the last 3 or 4 years to academic excellence, to learning, to furthering knowledge, and yes, to believing that facts matter. These are all too a commitment to truth. And it strikes me that education is one of the very best safeguards we have here in the UK and around the world against the lies and some of the nonsense that litters so much of our daily lives today. Now, I have enjoyed a rich and rewarding career. I have been truly lucky. But those remarks you just heard didn't quite capture it all. There have been a few setbacks along the way. My dream on leaving here was to be a newsreader. And within a year, I had my chance as a BBC trainee when I was invited to read the local television bulletins in the northeast of England. This was my moment. I had won the lottery. I bought a tie from Debenhams to celebrate. My first morning on screen was an utter disaster. My earpiece fell out of my ear just as the bulletin was starting. I couldn't hear a thing. I didn't know when to talk. I didn't know when to shut up. I had no idea what the viewer could see. So I did the only thing I could think of. I completely went to pieces. This involved helplessly gasping for air, alarming thousands of viewers sat at home eating their cornflakes, and I then, due to oxygen deprivation, started to sway from side to side on screen. 50 seconds later, because the videotape still doesn't lie, my lungs were exhausted and my head collapsed on the desk in front of me. All live and local on BBC One. And when I came round a few minutes later, the lovely Geordie producer was standing over me with a glass of water and a few consoling words. Rod, you look like a pissed seal. It was hard, but I dusted myself down and I pursued a different route into management and leadership. Now, over the last 3 or 4 years, you will all have overcome challenges of your own. Your loved ones and your supporters are here today because they are proud, and rightly so. Because you have all succeeded despite the formidable obstacles that stood in your way. There will have been days when it felt impossible, too much. But each of you, in your own ways, showed up when it really mattered. You showed up. It's always what makes the difference, showing up. And beyond the walls of this university today, new opportunities await all of you. Some of you will have set your course already. Some of you will still be working it through. There's so much to consider. There's new research to lead. There are new businesses to shape. There are new ideas to create. There are new technologies to harness and perhaps to tame. There are global challenges to overcome. Today, the opportunities each of you have to make a real difference are limitless. But seizing those opportunities takes courage. The courage to show up. The only people that make a difference, they show up. They don't sit on the sidelines. They don't curse their luck. They choose the harder path instead. In the words of that old President Teddy Roosevelt, they choose to enter the arena, to be the actor, not the audience. And they do so with humility. Because they know that there will be days when progress is elusive, when nothing works. But each time, they will dust themselves down. And they will know, deep down, that it is always, always better to dare and to fail than to sit it out. I congratulate every one of you. I am honoured and I am humbled to share this special day with you. You're a credit. You're a credit to this university and a credit to your family and friends. Enjoy the adventures that lie ahead. Thank you ever so much.
Congratulations. Not only have you made it across the stage, which is no mean feat in these remarkably absurd outfits, but more importantly, as we've just been reminded, you have shown up, which is not a bad motto for a graduation. For now, you have to continue showing up. And you take your place as members of a diverse and imaginative alumni community of some 200,000 students. Keep showing up. For the hallmarks of a Cardiff graduate are that they are global citizens, committed to the inquiry of truth, the pursuit of truth, and the development of human wisdom. Some have taken their place in the world as agitators, transforming in roles of leadership. Others have even salvaged somewhat unfortunate, shall we say, broadcasting careers and have made it good. And others will continue to work quietly and doggedly as committed members of local communities, pursuing truth and expanding the human mind. And those are the real hallmarks of a Cardiff graduate. The Welsh word hiraeth, which doesn't translate terribly easily into English, could, however, be made for moments such as this. A deep and profound longing, a deep-rooted sense of belonging, of being part of something that is lodged within the heart and the mind. We hope that you keep Hiraeth for Cardiff firmly at the centre of your being. But before we close today's ceremony, I now want to invite those of you who have received awards to take part in a Cardiff tradition. You have at various ways been supported by myriad individuals and communities, some of whom will be here with you today. Loved ones and supporters, family members, and all sorts of individuals who have made a commitment and an investment to you. An investment of love and belief that you can do it. And of course, we shouldn't forget the investment that is for some financial. I now want you to thank them for that belief and commitment to you. The staff, your supporters, and all who have participated with you with this experience. So I'd now like to invite all of you who have received an award today to stand. And now it is your chance to make a noise and to say thank you to those who have supported you. I want to suggest that that was quite a good warm-up, but I think they made a considerably louder noise for you. So just try it one more time. Please sit down. And I hope very much that those loud celebrations will continue for the rest of the day. And if I were you, I'd milk it for all it's worth and make it last a week. As we close our ceremony, we now watch a film that welcomes you to the Cardiff alumni community. When we have watched that, I invite you all to stand as we leave the auditorium. Diolch yn fawr.
Take a look around you. Be welwch chi. What do you see? Class of 2023. Today we take stock of everything we've achieved and say thank you to those who always believed. So scroll through memories, cymryd selfies gyda'r besties, and stand up straight for the photographer. Say cheers. Today we remember how we got this far. The late nights and bright lights, and moments we didn't do as well as we might. Pob dyddiad cau, dyfal barhau, o weithio'n galed i'r darllediadau. Today we're rewarded for all the hard work that started way back with the first steps we took. Dropped at Talabont yng Nghennydd, Aberdare or Aberconwy I ganol y freshers, heb wybod lle I fynd, heb nabod bob un, nes canfod ffrindiau oes ein neidiau bob cytun. First dates,
soulmates,
I'm gonna start crying at this rate. Today we're part of something that's hard to describe. The new class of an old tribe. A tradition that'll be there our whole lives. A network that continues to help us thrive. Years from now, we'll see someone with a badge on their tie, or hear people on the bus shouting,
"Cheers, drive!"
And we'll remember where we came from, where we came into our own, where we made our mark. Canfod Cartref, where we found a home. Today we make noise like it's the varsity game, and count ourselves lucky we found people with the same interests, hobbies, Bydd or modernist bullying folly. People who tried to shelter us with broken brollies. People who helped us find our limits and push them out of the way. People who helped us get to this point.
On this day.
Today is a day we mark everything we've shared. A day we tell people just how much we cared. That they were always there, even when they couldn't be. Roedden ni'n gwybod y deiau eto hael lyfryn for all the long hours we've had to put in. We still had those nights that went right through till dawn, and days we dug deeper than ever before. So here's to those late night revisers and early risers, to sunny days that passed by in Butte Park, to that special someone who gave us that special spark and helped us to grow, to transform, to dream. Today's for that someone we're proud to have at in team. What happens tomorrow is whatever you choose. Go make news or break news, but absolutely refuse to be told that can't be done, because we've only just begun to make records and break records and make history and break history and say,
The Mar fy myd I. This is the world I want to see.
10,
20,
30,
40.
years from now, you'll look back on today and realise you've been by your side the whole way. But right now, right here, let's savour the moment and say, camgymeriadau, congratulations. Let's get the celebrations underway. Take a moment, look around you. Be welwch chi. What do you see? We're Cardiff University. Croeso, welcome to your alumni community.